So this is an introduction to what's called offline access to your Google Drive. So at the moment, we've just talked about how this Google Drive sits on the internet, sits next to your school Gmails, and is accessible only whilst you're connected to an internet via the wireless. But Google have introduced an application which helps create what's called a synchronized copy of your documents and folders, and so they're available on your laptop. So if you're not connected to the internet, you can quickly access and change documents. To turn this on, you need to click this button called Download Google Drive, which is available on your side of your menu. And a little bit of a warning, but just click on the blue and then the thing will install. So depending if you're using Chrome or Safari, you need to just keep the download. And so once it's finished, you get this little file called a DMG, which is like an installation of an application. You can click on this. You might need to go and find this little window in the background. And you drag the application so it goes into your laptop. That's just creating a copy of my applications, which is all done. So now you can just open this from Spotlight. I'm typing in Google Drive, it should come up. It's the little triangle. And so what you need to notice, it puts an application up in what's in this grey status bar at the top. And when you first open it up, it's going to ask for a password, and this password needs to be your school GApps password, because I've already installed this before. And your password. And what this does is it looks towards the internet and gets copies of your work and pulls it down to your laptop. And so if you can click on this little icon at the top and open my Google Drive folder or visit my Google Drive on the web. So these are my two options. So if I click on my folder, it opens up something called Finder. And it's highlighted in blue. This is my Google Drive folder. And here are a series of documents. And you might recognize the symbols. So the symbols are the same as what's available on the web. And so this view of documents and folders will be exactly the same as this list here when my icon is finished. So at the moment, what this application is doing is checking for changes on the internet and pushing down the updated files down to my laptop. And so this Google Drive folder is accessible in a couple of different ways. As I mentioned, you can click at the top, open the folder, but it's also available from this thing called Finder, this little icon down the bottom in your dock. And where it sits is really deep inside your computer, and it's part of the file structure. So you might have one of these things called a home. This is your name, and these are a series of really kind of root folders. Your applications, downloads, documents. And here is this Google Drive folder. And what it's done is it's put a shortcut onto the left-hand bar. And you can also create shortcuts by dragging any old folder across, and it drops it into this folder. If you want to get rid of it, remove from sidebar. And so how this works is if I click on this document, it's showing me that it's called a Google document. And you can see here its size is also really small. So if I click on this, what it's going to do is it takes you onto the internet so you can edit and change this document. For other examples, show you other examples. So this is just here as a series of other documents such as Word documents that have also been shared through my Google Drive. Turn on, let's go a bit bigger. And through this column view I can see something called curriculum documents, IB, intro economics, and shared through to these Word documents here. And so these are available on my laptop, but I can also see them on the internet. If I go up and visit my Google Drive on the web, that's where I can also see them. So I'm using it in two different ways. I'm using this to bring down copies of my schoolwork through through my Google Docs. But I've also put in some of my traditional teaching resources, so my normal folders, which are full of different documents. And these, to me, this is my backup. So all of these documents are available in my personal Google Drive. And if I open this drive on the web, show the difference. Just click here, and if I go My Drive, Economics, so curriculum documents, Economics, that first topic. So it's the same structure. So here it is here. They look slightly different. So if I click on this Word document, online, I can see it and I can view it, but you notice I can't type and make any changes. All I can do is have 1 and 2. So really, for me, this is just a backup of my documents. So the key to being able to have this offline access is this little app running in your top menu bar. And when it's syncing, you can see the colors are changing, and it tells you what it's doing. And it shows you how much of your capacity you've been using up. And it's just the golden rule really is to make sure this app's always running at the top, and then it will synchronize your documents from your Google Drive folder on your laptop up to the internet.